let's get into it. As you know, every week we take a bunch of stories that are in the news. Some of them are political, some of them have nothing to do with politics. We don't really care. The whole point is that we twist them and turn them and use them to skewer someone we particularly don't like, be it the left or the right. And we are going to do it with this one, which is a really nasty one. The campaign, of course, is entering the final stretch and things are taking a really maybe predictable turn in some electorates. In the seat of Macquarie, there have been reports that Liberal campaign material being displayed in small businesses, so shops or whatever, sticking up a little poster saying we support the Liberals. They've been threatened and targeted for even displaying it. Macquarie is the most marginal seat in the country. It's held by Labor MP Susan Templeman on a margin of just 0.2%. By some strange coincidence, it's also, I think, one of the seats where GetUp is quite active. No, that's, again, total coincidence. I mean, just because they were active in Boothby and Macquarie and Kooyong and Goldstein, it's not like those seats have all had massive upswings of vandalism. Parnell, obviously, it is horrible, nasty, lefty activists who are all to blame with this. So in 30 seconds, I want you to blame right businesses supporting the rights being attacked on the right. Go.
Well, it's clearly the right's fault for inventing fascism. You know, without fascism, the left could never have had a game plan for this election, right? So I'm sorry, I don't even need the rest of my time.
That's I like it very much. Without fascism, the right wouldn't know what to be, and so the left wouldn't have to target them for being fascist.
That's an amazing line, by the way.
It's a good line, isn't it? That's why you've won already, by the way, so you know. Eamonn, what is going on here? Do these... I always say that these kind of nasty left tactics really hurt the left and make people think, ugh. But do they?
There's an assumption that it's just the left. It happens on both sides. We all know that. I mean, you want to talk about left voting tactics? Let me tell you about that. In the world's biggest ongoing revolution, the National People's Congress, when they vote, there's 10,000 hands up in the air. And there's not a single drop of blood spilled. So it's not totally the left way. I think we live in a place where people get a little bit overzealous. And there's examples on both sides. We all know that. And it doesn't do anybody, it doesn't do anybody any good. And all of that stuff.
All the nastiness we've seen, though, in the campaign, and I know that some Labor MPs have had swastikas drawn on their campaign posts as well, but the sweary, shouty, angry person who confronted the PM, that he was from the seat of Macquarie and a campaign worker for Susan Templeman. The person who attacked Catherine Deves or people at the Catherine Deves function. I said function. He was working for Sophie Scamp's campaign in Macquarie. And again, it's all these seats. Nicole Flint in Boothby, what happened to her? You're just not seeing. I mean, activism is the domain of the left, isn't it? You get young and ideological and you think everyone's a fascist, so you have to fight it. Todd, does this harm the left's cause or does it not? Am I completely wrong about this and everyone just thinks, oh, well, who cares?
It's stuff from 30, 40 years ago. We need to move on. The left should be campaigning to do away with signage. We shouldn't have political signage because what? It lasts for a few weeks. It creates environmental damage.
Wow.
If we don't have signage, we don't need people to hammer the signs in and put the signs up. So therefore, less activists involved in the campaign. They go and do something else. And
they maybe power the economy, productivity.
Exactly, can do.
That's great. It's a new left ethos, isn't it? The paperless campaign and less jobs because we're all being environmentally friendly.
A quick word to businesses. If you don't want to be attacked for putting signs up in your business, don't put signs up in your business.
Or just put signs up for the right party because we're not seeing people getting... And then Wentworth as well, we had people putting signs up for Dave Sharma. A business got threatened by someone who was a campaign worker for guess who and actually pretended to be a customer that was no longer going to shop there.
I'm sorry to get all philosophical about this, but this is actually the conflict between the right and the right. So there is the side of the right that does not respect tradition and there's the side of the right that does. So the Burkean right is absolutely the traditional style of things and the other right is the side that comes up with fascism and all of the isms.
Leave Tony Burke out of it. And then there's the New South Wales right, Edmund Burke, of course. Yes, I understand that. But God, you really are blaming the right here. So the fascist right invented this sort of totalitarian ethos, which the left has embraced. That's right. Now the
holus bolus.
Well, it's your fault for us attacking you because you had the wrong opinion and you put the wrong
years ago, like 40, 50 years ago, they had the wrong opinion.
It's tough being a Labor supporter in this day and age.